So it's actually been a really long time that I've actually done a full walk around and a mod list on the E36 M3, and I figured because everything's gonna be changing over the next couple weeks with a new wrap, turbo kit, etc., I figured I'd answer some of the questions now. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll tell you everything that's done to the M3. Starting under the hood, this is a 3.2 liter S52 engine. It's a naturally aspirated inline 6. I went with the Dynon cold air intake. In addition to the intake, I also have a ZEC 75 shot, which is located underneath the mass airflow sensor and hidden under the windshield cowl. Now when I run the turbo setup, I'm most likely going to be removing that because the tuner doesn't want me to blow up the motor. Decided to go with the top mount turbo setup, so I ended up going with the CX Racing setup, which will actually put the exhaust manifold in the turbo right around here. We'll have to relocate this, and then the intake side will actually drive the intake tube all the way down to the front mount intercooler under here, and then back up to the turbo. So the wheels on the car are HRE 501 Classics. They're 18 by 8.5 in the front and 18 by 9.5 in the rear. And unfortunately, I'm actually running some spacers in the front to get the fitment a little bit more flush. Hopefully I can get a chance to rebuild these wheels, or maybe I'll end up picking up another set that's wider. So as you can see in the back here, these tires are actually pretty narrow. So once I'm over that 400 horsepower range, I'm gonna need some more meat out back. What I want you guys to do is drop a line in the comments below what tires you think I should run and how wide of wheels do you think I can run in the back of this car. I absolutely love the color combo with these wheels. They are a satin black center with the gloss black lip, and I think it looks super awesome with the yellow calipers right behind. So I have Airlift Performance Struts with AccuAir E-Level management, and a lot of people ask me how do I like bags, and my answer is they freaking rock. Honestly, airbag suspension is probably the best thing that's done to this car so far. Maybe the turbo will change that, but for right now, air suspension is freaking killer. Underneath this cap here, you actually can see the Airlift Performance strut with the dampening adjustment on the top. That's really nice. So the front end on this car is actually pretty simple. I went with the smoked corner lights, and I blocked off the fog lights here. If you guys are new to E36s, you'll know that most fog lights on E36s and the M3s are oftentimes cracked. So I actually went with the plastic replacement that blocks that off. I actually think it's a cleaner look. Under here, you have the OEM front lip followed by a Rieger front lip. And if you watch our videos, you'll see we actually had to repair this one that had several cracks. Mickey did a really good job on that. One other thing you'll notice is I painted the trims on the front grills a semi-gloss black, and you can actually see the nitrous purge coming out both little nostrils here too. So that's pretty cool when I'm running the nitrous purge. The Felony Form over fender kit. So this is an awesome kit. It's actually pretty subtle, but it allows you to run much wider wheels, and in the front and the rear, it's about 30 millimeters wider than stock. Car is wrapped in Avery Gloss Dark Gray, which really mimics the Nardo gray color. I absolutely love this color, although we're gonna be changing this up shortly for something a little bit more wild. Inside of the car, I have a ZHP 5-speed shift knob and the NRG steering wheel, hub, and quick release setup. I absolutely love this. If you guys have watched one of my previous videos, you'll know that the OEM steering wheel is super, super ugly on this car. I also have an AEM wideband gauge here with the nitrous controls down there for purge and for arming. And I plan to install this AEM True Boost right underneath here. To go ahead and add a Sony head unit in here. Pretty basic model, but it gets the job done. These are the OEM Vader seats that are actually in really nice condition. I have my AccuAir E-Level controller mounted up here on the dash with a little magnet mount, and that works perfectly for that. I think that's pretty much it on the inside, so let me go ahead and show you my trunk setup. Oh geez. I totally forgot is I actually have my entire turbo kit right here, and we're getting ready to install that next week. If you guys have not subscribed to our channel, you're gonna wanna go ahead and do that after I show you this. Let me see. Because of this thing right here. Currently the M3 is probably making right around 200 wheel horsepower, and once I install the turbo kit, I'm shooting for anywhere between 450 and 500. So the rear end is finished off with a couple of goodies here. I went with the OEM style LTW low-rise wing, which I think is really cool. Eventually I'd like to add a gurney flap on here. I think that would really set it off. And I just picked up these taillights. They got rid of the amber, so these are smoked with the red lens, and I think these really clean up the rear end on this car. I have a custom rear diffuser, which is done by a local guy here in San Diego, and it is powder coated black, although it is filthy right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and lift this up under here, and this is where all the magic happens with the AccuAir. So I'm running a twin VI Air compressors with, as I mentioned, VU4 by AccuAir. It's the E-level system with the height sensors, and it also has the eye level. So everything is kind of compacted underneath here in the floorboards, and I have full access to my trunk, which is why I have the entire turbo kit just jammed in here. So I still have a ton of trunk space. I went with a Dynan Axleback exhaust system for now, but when I run the turbo, I'm actually going to be running a 3-inch downpipe all the way back to this Dynan muffler, getting rid of all the cats, and it's gonna sound freaking awesome. Another couple parts that are in the mail right now, I have a Clutchmasters FX400 clutch, which should be good for upwards of 500 foot-pounds of torque, should be perfect for this application, as well as some DW fuel supplies like a fuel pump and injectors. I think that's pretty much it as far as the mods go on this car. As I mentioned, there's some pretty cool stuff coming, so I'd love for you guys to subscribe to our channel. Please give this video a big thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next one.